Hey, this is Jason Griffith, voice of Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog. These guys, you're watching G to the next level. Subscribe, like, and share, or else.
It's been a long time, hasn't it? Let's catch up. Oh, what a difference a few years makes. Hi, how you doing? I'm G. Welcome in and welcome to my Sonic Collection update. So, 6 years ago when I first started this YouTube channel, I released my Sonic Collection video, which in this very same closet, I talked about all the different Sonic things I owned in my collection and shared the stories behind them. So, a lot has changed. A lot has happened, both in here and externally within the last couple of years. So I wanted to share an update. And of course, if you want to see the modern Sonic collection, once it's updated, I'm going to have a nice little iLink right up here in the corner for you to click and watch right after you enjoy this video. So let's do it to it. Okay, so let's get this classic collection Sonic started. So where to begin? Well, first of all, I'm going to try my best to cover just mainly the new stuff. And you'll probably notice a lot of things that you saw in my last Sonic collection video from 6 years ago. So I'm going to try my best to only briefly cover those because you've probably already seen that. And go more into the newer stuff that you haven't seen yet. So I guess we'll start with the wall art. We'll go ahead and start with the posters here. So this one right here, this Sonic Mania poster, I think I actually showcased this one during my last Sonic collection video, which was given to me by my buddy Kingsley. But what you might not have seen is this one up here. This one is an album cover for the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 soundtrack. Now, I mean, you can take a look at it and you can see exactly what this is paying homage to. I mean, obviously, take a look. I love the art in this so freaking much. Like, it's amazing. And my buddy Ashley, which you're gonna hear the name Ashley a lot because they're also a really huge Sonic fan. IRL friend of mine, love them to death. This one right here in the middle. This one's actually super important to me. So this is an animation cell from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. That, you always get those advertisements like on social media about the, hey, you can own a piece of history, you could own a piece of animation history, and a lot of times the cells will have like a hand, or maybe like a finger, or maybe one of the bad guys, or something like that. But just the fact that this was given to me by my boss at my old daytime job, at my desk job that I used to have before I decided to start doing freelance work. This is awesome. This is awesome. Now, granted, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which is something that, we're gonna get to that. But like, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is something that now means a lot more to me now at my age, at current G, than it was at past G. Even when recording that video, my opinion on that show has changed. And it's just, this is awesome. Now, I understand I probably didn't frame this the best way. I didn't think about, you know, how you're supposed to properly preserve animation cells, so shame on me for that. So it's probably never gonna leave this. But big thank you to you know who you are. Like, I really, if you are watching, I do appreciate this, like, for life, right? This is the Houston Chronicle promotional art from November 23rd, 1992. Promotional ad for Macy's for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You remember Sonic Tuesday? Yeah, I remember Sonic Tuesday. But yeah, Sonic Tuesday, and I was in line that particular day. I remember my parents seeing this ad, and I remember seeing this ad, and they knew I had to have it. It was basically an early Christmas gift. Like, they knew I had to have it. So yes, we were in line. We were in line, and we managed to get Sonic on Sonic Tuesday. They also had, like, the Sega Genesis core system for... So, the funny thing is that, look at this. If you thought he was hyper, ultra, radically, mega fast last year, wait till you see him now. Will be $55, on sale for $48.90 for one day only, November 24th. Reserve your copy today, sale $89.90 for a Sega Genesis core system in box. The Sonic Mania Adventures art. This was also given to me by my buddy Kingsley as well. While I've got it in hand, I might as well talk about it. The Sonic promotional, once again, this is another one of the Sonic balloons. And big ups to my original thumbnail. This was from that Sonic prize pack that came with Channel 20 Houston back in the day for watching the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and answering the questions correctly. It was a different prize pack. It came with this, came with a little RC car we're going to get to, some temporary tattoos, and a bunch of other things. And this is one of the few things that still managed to survive, that still managed to make it. Another piece that you might not see. I'll go ahead and pull it off the wall so y'all can see it. I wish I could see, so I could see the artist. So this is from White Rose Art Studio, titled Sonic and Tails 2019 Acrylic on Canvas. This is also a Houston artist. This is a local artist. The White Rose Art Studio did this. This was gifted to me for my birthday from my buddy Triple S. He gave this to me. And like, just look at how awesome this art is. It's just tremendous. It is absolutely tremendous when you see this. So big ups to White Rose Art. This is awesome. Awesome. And there's plenty more wall art. But the rest of it is modern Sonic, so it's going to be in the other video. So, moving on. This right here, and I'm going to do my best to be very careful with it, because this was completely built. This is 100% built. We actually built this on stream on my Twitch channel. This is the original LEGO Ideas Sonic set. Now, I remember when that came out, it came out actually on New Year's Day. Came out on New Year's Day. I stood in line at the LEGO store to pick them up. Turns out that I didn't have to stand in line. I thought maybe they might have been like in limited quantities. It turns out I didn't have to actually stand in line at all. They had plenty, and now you can get them at Target. You can get them on the website, but for a while we didn't think that we were going to get any more like Sonic Legos. It's one of those that, hey, you better get this now, because if you don't get it now, there's a good chance that, you know, they might not make any more. And now we just recently got all those new Lego sets, including a Shadow the Hedgehog one. I love this set. They just did a tremendous job. So what I want to do, I want to deck it out and put like LED lights on the bottom of it. So there's Eggman. And I know the Eggman, especially because when built to scale, he's kind of strange, because you look at it in comparison to the Sonic Lego. He's a little strange the way that he's done, but I know in the later ones he looks a little bit better. But this was, again, just the attention to detail that they did in all of this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the spring for the jump. The spring works. I forgot to mention that. So I totally forgot to mention the spring works on this. It actually has a working mechanism. So very cool. We got the Chaos Emerald. So we do know where the fourth Chaos Emerald is. It's right here. Once I can get, I have one set right now. But once I can get the other Lego sets, I will absolutely put them together on stream. Ranchan probably will be, my wife, she probably will be with me, but I would like to put them together on stream, and then maybe they'll show up in a future update. But they're all modern Sonic, so they're gonna go in the other room. So moving on, I managed to pick up most of these. Tomy figure sets. So Tomy had the Sonic license for a while. And I figured they did a really good job. Now granted, they were the company that came in when I came back to collecting Sonic stuff. So for those of you that don't know, I stopped collecting Sonic stuff for a good while. Mainly because I was just distracted with other things and I wasn't really focused on it yet. So I missed two complete full-on Sonic toy eras. I missed the Jazzwares era, I missed the Resource era, so I missed all the Sonic Adventure figures. I have one Sonic X figure, which again is in the other room, and the Sonic 06 stuff, I don't have any of the Sonic and the Black Knight, which if you see how much they're going for now, oh, I'm really upset that I missed the Sonic and the Black Knight stuff. But, so as y'all remember Toys R Us, right? Remember Toys R Us? And when Toys R Us started shutting down, they started clearing stuff as quickly as I can, or as quickly as they did, I managed to get as many things Sonic that I possibly could grab. So I got a bunch of the Tomy things. So here are the classic Sonic ones, and these are, what's cool about these is that these are monochrome. Very cool monochrome classic Sonic Tomy figures. And then we've got these two Tomy figures, which these are also classic Sonic and classic Tails, but if you notice, they have like a strange color to them. Like they're clear, but they're blue and orange or yellow, depending on, you know, how you feel about Tails. But yeah, I just thought that these were just really unique. I hadn't seen anything like these or the monochrome ones before. Just very cool. Very cool. Many of the Sonic small Gashapon sets, like the small Sonic Gashapon sets that I remember seeing in various different stores. There's Metal Sonic, one of my favorite villains ever in Sonic, if not my favorite villain ever in Sonic. So I guess we'll get to the stuff that's on the wall next. So for a while back, remember when fidget spinners were like the big thing? And I think this one was also part of a set. They sold these giant boxes, these grab boxes for Sonic. And I remember at PAX South, they had one. I wound up giving it away as a prize for a convention later on, but I remember this spinner being in one of them, so it was strange seeing this one by itself, but I love this one specifically because if you look at the sprite very closely, I love the fact that this one reminds me of the bonus stage from Sonic 1. Like that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. So very cool. Flash media, am I right? How about a 4 GB USB flash drive that's shaped like Sonic's head? So I do love this thing. I wonder if Sega would ever make a newer one, like a USB 3.0 one with Sonic's head on it. If it does exist, I do kind of want it. These three over here, which are, of course, the new Jax line. So huge ups to Jax Pacific. I absolutely love and adore what Jax Pacific is doing with the Sonic franchise right now. Just the amount of all the cool stuff that they're putting out. And I say this so often, that Sonic fans are eating so good. Like, they're eating so good right now. It's unreal. And start off with the classic figures, the classic 2.5-inch figures that we see here. See, there's Sonic, there's Amy Rose, there's Mighty. I accidentally bought a second Amy Rose later on, so she's probably gonna go on my desk. But yeah, so there's these, and there's more coming. I don't have classic Tails. I thought, so I guess I might have to go back and go grab that. I thought I had a classic Tails, but I guess I don't. Of course, everybody's favorite, Funko Pops. Everybody's favorite, yay. So I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't care for Funko Pops. I just really don't. I think they're weird, and I think they take up a lot of space. There's only a handful of classic Sonics in the Pop line that I own, which are going to be these two right here. So the spinning Sonic, classic Sonic, where he's doing the figure 8. He's doing the figure 8 spin dash. And then the flocked version, which the flocked version was, this was a Funko Shop exclusive. I think I got this one, I either got this one at a convention or I got it online. But I know I got this one in the store. They both commemorate the 30th anniversary, like a lot of stuff commemorate the 30th anniversary. But I will say this, and we'll get to it in the modern Sonic collection, that the newer Funko Pops of Sonic, I think, are a dramatic increase over the original for one specific reason, the eyes. And if you know, you know. But this is one of my favorites right here. The Pixel Pals. Remember Pixel Pals? And it was such a shame that Pixel Pals just kind of fell off the face, because, like, I loved these. I thought they were so cool. Like, they had so many different characters. I remember there was also a Ratchet and Clank one, and I wanted to get the Ratchet and Clank one, but the Sonic one I got as a gift as well. But yeah, he does light up, but I just love the detail on it. Perfection that they caught the I'm waiting pose. Like, I love this. This is so cool. When I worked the desk job, I had this on my desk, and I would have it light up too. So this is fantastic. Again, but also part of, again, I don't know why everything that came out around that time all had collector's edition in the logo for Sonic. If anybody knows the answer for that, let me know. But I just think that's so weird that all of them had that. I don't know. Strange. This is one of the Funko Soda line of Sonic. Well, not just Sonic, but there's all kinds of different ones. But there's this one, and then there's also the Chase. I haven't been able to procure a second one. If I can get a second one, I'll probably go ahead and open it up, because I like the way this looks. The solar ones, I think, are definitely an improvement. But then there was one that I missed. There was one that I missed, and that's this one here. This is probably, overall, the best Funko Pop that they have done for Sonic, and this is one of the diorama Funko Pops. This one is mimicked to be like the cover for Sonic 2, for the Genesis iteration of Sonic 2. So you notice you see the diorama of Robotnik with the number 2 in the backdrop, and Sonic has the iconic pose. This one was a GameStop exclusive. I don't know if you can still get this one now, and I need to look and see if I can find a box protector of some capacity for this one. But to me, this is probably the best Sonic Funko Pop ever. I'm not gonna get into this guy. Now, I've told the story about this plush several times. I've told it on my 3 gaming items I'm proud to own. I've told it at conventions. So this is the same one that I had that I won in the big contest for Channel 20. The same one that I've had for all of these years. But he has a friend now! And this is thanks to my buddy Corey, because I totally missed the Tails. So I have the Chaotix Tails now as well, and big ups to him. Now, whoever the previous owner is, because I think he actually got this from like either an estate sale or a garage sale or something like that, he's still in really good shape. There's just one particular problem, his hair. Whoever his previous owner was decided to give him a not so great haircut. It's just so cool. It's just so cool to have them both. The boys, if we will. Including the best boy, Tails. these are going to be a little bit tougher to get off the wall as well, so I'll just show them to you while they're still pinned onto the wall. So if anybody remembers Tataku, remember Tataku was kind of seen as like an answer to Amiibo without having NFC or any sort of functionality, but there's a Sonic, there's a Tails, there's a Knuckles. These are the only ones that were released, and I believe from retail stores in America at least, I believe they were GameStop exclusives for like the longest time, but I picked every single one of these as soon as they came out. I actually have a little mini Tataku collection I should probably show off someday. This is so strange right here too, and I'm gonna get to this a little bit later on as well. But Tiger Electronics and Hasbro, for some reason, decided to re-release a whole bunch of Tiger LCDs. I don't know why. I don't know who had the brilliant idea to do that, but bless them for it, because we got a re-release of Sonic 3. But I still have, I have the original. This Mega Squish Me. I think I can actually, yeah, I can pull this off, so y'all can see this. But yeah, this you ever see those the squish dolls, like the squish figures that you see? This is one of the Sonic Mega Squish Me figures, or squish toys, I guess I should say, like the Mega Squish Me squish toys. I don't remember exactly, I can't remember who gave this to me, but I know somebody actually gifted this one to me. So if you're watching, thank you. But that's so cool. I don't know if there are any other characters that got the Mega Squish Me treatment. I just thought that was wicked cool. Now going back to the Jazzwares line of toys, like going back to the Jazzwares, like, so this is my two classic Sonic figures in Jazzware sets. I actually think I have one more, but I have to find it and show it to you later. But these are the very few of classic Sonic that I have. This 20th anniversary 1991 Sonic Through Time. Now I always kind of regret not getting the not getting one of the other ones from later. The big ones. Remember I think they were like 10-inch or something like that. I regret not getting those, but I did manage to get this one. So, which is really cool. And then this one, which came with a Sonic Universe comic, still signed by Matt Herms, colorist and artist for the Sonic comics. So yeah, he was a really cool dude. Really cool dude. He doesn't live in Houston anymore, unfortunately, but he was just a really cool dude. So this is something else cool that Jax made that I'm gonna get into the key set of it in just a little bit. But these are the Sonic pinball boosters, like the booster packs that Jax made to use in a very special Sonic Green Hill pinball playset. And these are all the other ones. So not only do I have these in box, which are going to be Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Mighty Ray, and Metal Sonic. I've got these all in box, but I also have them loose. So I have them loose together, which you can see like good old Knuckles here, for example. Like, see, there's Knuckles. There's Knuckles, if the camera will focus. There we go. So like, see, so there's Knuckles. Like, this is a good example of one right here, is Knuckles. So I've got them open and loose as well. And of course the Gujitsu Sonic stretch lines that you could see in several different stores now. In fact, I've got one of those loose right about here as well, which I originally got this. This was also featured in another Sonic video that I have. I originally got these stretch Sonic ones. I got this from my friend Emma over in the UK, because they hadn't made it over to the United States yet, but now that they have, so I've got this loose one, which unfortunately I think because things are so cold right now, he's not really moving, so you gotta loosen him up. But yeah, he stretches really well. But other characters are out there now too, like there's a Tails, there's a Knuckles, there's an Eggman, there's a Super Sonic, there's several other ones you can get now, but it's cool that you can get those in Targets today. And in more of the classic lines, which, if you know, you remember Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the greatest arcade games ever. Here's the trio right here, the boys, Sonic, Ray, Mighty, and of course, you know, Sonic Mania 2, all that good stuff. And this is one of my personal favorites right here too. This Jax Sonic figure is one of my personal favorites, because I love, like, look at his expression there. Like, I love his laughing expression, Sonic. That's too good. And again, another shame on me that I didn't get a second one of these to put on a shelf. But this one is so cool. I love and adore what Jax is doing with the Sonic license. And there's more stuff coming. It just doesn't stop. There's just more and more stuff coming. Now, these are the two of the coolest things I think I have gotten recently in my Sonic collection. The first one, so Pixel Frames is a really cool company. They're the ones that actually, they're done by Level Up Labs. I think they have some partnership with Retrobit. But they come out with these really cool pixel style frames based on various different video game franchises. So of course the original classic one from Sonic, I actually never got around to buying any one of these whenever these came out. This one was a Christmas gift from my friend Kyle, aka Thunder Force 4. He gave me this one for Christmas. I believe it was last year. I think it was last year that he gave me this one, and like I love the way that this looks. Again, the level of depth that they do into these pixel frames is really, really awesome. And it's Green Hill, because of course it's Green Hill. But then this one that I got just a few months ago. Again, I can't divulge the party of who gave me this, but I will say that this one is amazing. This one is a New York Comic-Con exclusive. Allegedly, there's only 500 pieces of these. And it's the scene from Sonic 3 in Carnival Night Zone where Knuckles turns out all the lights. It's the scene where he steps on the switch and turns out all the lights. So dang cool. So freaking cool. There's just, again, that 3 different levels. Each one of them includes a commemorative plate. Very, very cool. Like, I love these pixel frames. Like, I want to get all the rest of them. I know there's one, there's the one that's done off of the Sonic 2 bonus stage that I think I really, really want. But that's really cool, too. All these different sets. Again, this is part of the Kid Robot. This is part of the Kid Robot line of figures. I have all of these. So these pixel bricks. Another thing that I want to do and do together with my wife are these Sonic pixel bricks. Again, this is part of the original Sonic the Hedgehog collector's line, done by Paladone. These pixel bricks take a long time to put together, and shame on me. I know I've been talking with my wife Ron Chan about doing these together, and one of these days we are going to do these. I think the Sonic one was in my last collection update, but the Tails one I got recently, and not only that, we also got the nano blocks. I've got the nanoblock for Eggman. So I got the Eggman nanoblocks, I can put them all. These are more of the Tomy lines. The trio of Sonic, classic Knuckles, and Tails. One was for the 25th anniversary, and this one was, I think it was an exclusive. I'm not sure what retailer it was. But they have a metallic shine to and pixel stylings around the eye area, which is really cool. This... a neat little Burger King toy. This is a neat little Burger King UK toy. Again, this is from my friend Emma. And as far as that big gift box from the UK, he shake. This is another Kid Robot Sonic set. Collectible vinyl art. Now, the reason why this one I don't have out on display. I don't have this one out on display. This one was also from a gift from my buddy Triple S. I don't have this one out on display because, unfortunately, as soon as I put it together to put it out on display, the plastic piece that holds Sonic broke. And it broke inside Sonic. So yeah, unfortunately, once it does that, it's really, really hard to glue it together and put it together. So I figure I'll just keep it in the box and keep it fresh that way. So, but it's still a fantastic set. And then one of the coup de grace of my Sonic collection, right here. Yeah, this was in the original update. You saw this, but this is the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition set. You know, the one that came with the code and not the actual game. But this one came with the Sonic on the Genesis replica. I love the fact that it says high definition graphics like a real Genesis on the top. Got the Sonic Mania logo right there in the middle, and of course, Sega. I don't know why it did it twice. I love this thing so much. It's so cool. It's so cool. Alright, I guess we'll get into one of my favorite pieces, of course, of all my Sonic collection, which would be the games. Let's go ahead and get into all my different classic Sonic games. Let's rattle them all off on all the ones that I have. Let's start with Master System. So here's my Master System Sonic 1, which is this is a PAL release. This is not an American release of Sonic 1, unfortunately. I don't have the American one. I don't have the little fancy sticker or anything like that, but now I've got that. I've got Sonic 2, which I know some people love and adore Sonic 2. Sonic Chaos, which I got thanks to my friend Emma again. She actually hooked me up with this one. But probably out of everything on Master System that I own for Sonic, this is the crowning glory. Sonic Blast. For those who don't know, Sonic Blast, this one was a Brazilian Tech Toy exclusive. It was not available anywhere else in the United States, and I had been searching for this game for ages. I think I mentioned it in my last Sonic collection video 6 years ago that I wanted it, but I finally managed to get one through a trade thanks to my buddy OK Chief at Retropalooza Houston. He hooked me up, and it's complete in box, like wonderful, excellent condition. So yeah, again, much love to Chief, like much love to him for helping me finish this collection out. Here is my not for resale, my original not for resale Sonic 1. My retail Sonic 1 is actually in my Sega Genesis collection on the other side of the wall. But I've got this one. I do not own the, there's a couple of variants that come with Sonic 1, and I'm going to get to them right now. So this is the PAL Mega Drive Sonic 1. So I got the PAL Mega Drive one. I've got the Canadian variant. This is the Sega Genesis Canadian variant of Sonic 1. Then I've got the Japanese region. There's the Japanese, which in my opinion, best Sonic box art. Out of all the classic Sonics, in my opinion, the Japanese ones had the best box art by far. Red Label Sega Classic variants of Sonic 1. I don't have the Black Grid ESRB one. That's what I was trying to get out. There is a Black Grid variant of the original Sonic that has an ESRB logo on it. I do not own that variant, and unfortunately that one, resellers know what they got. Dr. Robotnik's Meme Machine, aka Puyo Pop. I wish I had the Master System version. I do not own the Master System version, but this one, I love Puyo Pop, and I love this game dearly, so heck yeah. And then the other variants that I have of Sonic 1, which would be the one that's on the 6-pack, the Sega Genesis 6-pack, which I have a sealed. This is one of the Majesco re-releases of the Sega 6-pack, which I have in the paper box sealed. So this is the clamshell 6-pack, and then the paper one I have sealed. And then this one, the Sonic Classics collection, which I think is called Sonic Compilation over in PAL. I don't have the PAL version. I only have the American version. But it's got Sonic 1, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Fun fact, if you pop this in Sonic & Knuckles in an original Genesis, you do get the full blue sphere. Even though it has Sonic 1 and 2, it sees it as Sonic 1. So there's my original NFR, not for resale, for Sonic 2. And what's interesting is that how it has the UPC code cut out. And I don't remember, for the life of me, I don't remember what I cut the UPC out for. I don't. And it bugs me because I'm just like, dang, again, it's in really, really good shape though. But yeah. Now this is one, I got this variant not too long ago, and I'm still trying to figure out, and if anybody in the comments knows exactly what's the story behind this paper box variant of Sonic 2. So this one, it said that this one was actually a Taiwanese reprint, I believe, but I mean the cartridge on it, in fact here I'll show you the cartridge. Like the cartridge on it and everything looks exactly like a regular Sonic 1 cart. It really does. So oh yeah, you gotta open it from, it's weird, you gotta open this one from the bottom. And you can tell that this one is either, it was made for the tail end of the life of the Genesis, because you can tell the printing quality on it isn't exactly the best. Same thing with the label. If you look at the label on this one compared to the other one, you can tell the quality was not the best. They were starting to, I guess they were starting to limit their funds as to how much they were spending. Same thing with the manual, but at least they didn't go black and white with the manual. Excuse me for a sec, folks. I'm about to get bombed by a cat, so I was gonna let her come and say hi to everybody anyway. I'm gonna say hi. Kitty break. This is Seraphina. Say hi to everybody, Seraphina. The Mega Drive variant with Sonic 2. I've always been more akin when it comes to the Black Grid. I'm sorry to go off on a Genesis tangent real quick, but I've always been more a fan of the border for the Mega Drive, like the Black Grid border on the bottom. I've always been more of a fan of the Black Grid being on the bottom versus being on the top. I definitely am, versus being all around. And Canadian variant. Yeah, so this one I think I got this one from my buddy Sega Steve, if I'm not mistaken. I think I got this one from him. But yeah, Canadian variant. So heck yeah. Genesis looks like Mega Drive. And then once again, the best one. This is the Asian and Japanese variant of Sonic 2. Again, because you see the boy, all prominent, you see Tails, all prominent. I just love this. And then, of course, I love the back of the Sonic 2, the proverb that's on the back. The advice is, don't just sit there and waste your precious time. When you want to do something, do it right away. Do it when you can. It's the only way to live a life without regrets. Choice words. Choice words from the man who's always saying, I'm waiting, let's go, right? That's absolutely right. I agree. I agree with Sonic. Alright, now we're getting into Sonic 3. So, once again, my childhood copy of Sonic 3. Although I would say that one of the things I had to do, because this is technically my childhood copy, but later on, I bought a second copy of Sonic 3 because my battery died in my original copy. So, but I wanted to keep this particular shell, so I bought another copy of Sonic 3 and I swapped the boards. So this one has a newer board with the battery that does still work in this one. So, big ups on that. The Mega Drive Sonic 3, which, you know, for better or worse, I think this was kind of a significant downgrade in art quality, so to speak, from the first one, which I think contradicts what I said in my original Sonic collection. But especially because if you look at Knuckles, is everything okay, Knuckles? Do we need to call for help for you? Like something looks a little odd about his art on this one. So, and then, but once again, Japanese one, the best. Like once again, the absolute best. No special, no words of advice or anything like that on this one. But yeah, Japanese one is the best. My original childhood copy of Sonic and Knuckles. Now, UPC code taken off from this one as well. And again, I can't remember what was the reason why, but of course you know, Sonic and Knuckles was the game that has the lock-on technology that allowed you to play Sonic 3 in its original fashion, to play the entire game and unlock Blue Sphere and play as Knuckles in Sonic 2, or play the entire game as Knuckles in Sonic 3. I don't have a Japanese or PAL variant, or a European PAL variant of Sonic and Knuckles, but I do have this one, I got this one last year at Portland Retro Gaming Expo. This is the PAL Asian variant. You remember that Asian Sonic 3, Sonic 2 that you saw earlier? It's an Asian version. Same thing with this one. This is a PAL Asian variant of Sonic and Knuckles. I'd never seen this variant before until I saw this, so I had to do my research like triple times, and the booth cut me a really good deal because they weren't really sure about it. That was the one thing that I bought. Now, granted, my buddy Blade Blur, which big ups to my buddy Blade Blur, if you haven't seen him yet. Love him, love his channel, love his stream. He's a dear friend. But he was just like, dude, you need to get this. Like, gee, you need to get this. Like, seriously, if you don't leave with that, I'm buying it. So, yep. Hopefully someday I'll get the other variants on it. Sonic 3D Blast. Love it or hate it. It's one of the cleanest Sonic games in my Sonic collection, at least. But I also have the Mega Drive variant, Sonic 3D Flicky's Blast, which that art though, don't look at it too hard. Don't look at that art too hard. And then last but not least, on the Genesis side, I got Sonic Spinball. So, my childhood copy of Sonic Spinball. But this is another one. I got this variant from my buddy Junior over at Rare and Classic Games. He also has a YouTube channel. But I got this variant from him. This is a Majesco paper variant of Sonic Spinball. This is another variant that I didn't know existed. And what's interesting about this one is that if you look really, you probably can't tell in this video, but if you look really closely at the art on this one, ooh, it is super blurry. The manual is super blurry. Like, you could tell they really kind of cheaped out on the details for this one. So this was made on the cheap, and it shows. But yeah, this is still awesome to have for another variant that I didn't know existed. Before we move on to Sega CD, I got a couple of other Genesis Sonic cartridges that I could show y'all. It's over here. Now, these are reproduction carts of fan-made hacks, like different kind of hacks. So this is a Sonic 3D Blast Director's Cut. Most of these, in fact, I think all of these, yeah. All of these hack cartridges that you're about to see, I got from Toysaurus Games on Instagram. Look him up. He's a good dude, and he does really good work. So this was done by Game Hut, which is one of the key people behind the development of Sonic 3D Blast. It includes a couple of extra things too, including the new password and the level overview system, much tighter controls, and they did a really good job on this cart too, complete with a manual as well. So this one is really neat. This one is really neat. It is a fan-made hack of Sonic 1. So it's Sonic 1 in its entirety, but the sprites, the colors are changed just a little, muted just a little bit to seem more realistic, but the sprites have been changed. Sonic's sprite mimics the new movie design Sonic, and Robotnik is made to be like Jim Carrey Robotnik in the movie. And look how beautiful this card is too. Clear blue shell card. Like that's amazing. They did an amazing job on this one. I also own a Moonwalker reproduction too that puts the roller back in it, but the cart lights up. You might know about this. You might know about this cursed thingamabobber, about this cursed Sonic. Yes, it is an ordinary Sonic hack, aka Sonic.exe. So, and then I love how the design on like the blood-stained cartridge Like, that's really cool. This game's unplayable, mind you, but it's still really, really neat to have. I had to have it. And then this is probably one of the neatest ones out of all of these. This is Knuckles Emerald Hunt. This is a hack of Sonic 2 to where you play as either Knuckles or Tikal, and it mimics the stages in Sonic Adventure that you have to find the emeralds, as you know, as Knuckles or Rouge. But you're either Knuckles or Tikal on this one. I guess for some reason he decided it was easier. It was probably a lot easier to do a Tikal hack sprite than it was to do a Rouge. So, but yeah, it's very cool. Or you could also do head-to-head versus mode, which I haven't tried yet, and it's done in a nice green shell cartridge. So big up to Toy Source Games. You did a tremendous job on that. But yeah, let's move on to Sega CD. So, Sonic CD, if you know, you know, the classic. I didn't have a Sega CD growing up. My next door neighbor had a Sega CD. So I didn't get a chance to experience Sonic CD until later. But Sonic CD is a great game. I mean, it's not one of my personal favorite Sonic games, as I've mentioned before. But this is still really, really great to have. And then Saturn. So there's Sonic 3D Blast on the Saturn. Sonic R, you know, everybody's Supersonic Racing, all that good stuff. And then Sonic Jam, which is still one of the coolest things that you could ever really get in any sort of Sonic collection, Sonic Jam on the Saturn, because it's a collection of Sonic 1, 2, and 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. But the overworld on this game always makes me sad because, like, the overworld and Sonic Jam really shows that we could have gotten a traditional Sonic game on the Saturn. We really could have. If they let them work with this engine and however, we could have gotten a traditional game on the Saturn. Would a traditional Sonic game have saved the Saturn from its fate? Not a story for another time, a talk for another time, but I can go ahead and say that Sonic Jam is a great compilation. So y'all know there is a Sonic the Hedgehog 4. It's not the greatest thing ever, right? But before there was the real Sonic 4, there was the fake Sonic 4. This is a hack of Speedy Gonzales Los Gatos Bandidos on Super Nintendo. It's a Sonic 4 hack for Super Nintendo. And what's so interesting is that when you save your friends, you can hear them go, Sonic, 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 as they're and actual voice samples as you're trying to get them. And then Mario is trapped in cages, and you have to free Mario from the cages. And they go, Mario! Whenever you free Mario, it's weird. It's weird. This is the Sonic, or actually, excuse me, this is the Sega Classics collection that was made for Palm OS. So Palm Tungsten series and Palm Zyre. This little card right up here that looks like an SD card. This is the cards that were made for this. It includes Sonic 1, Shinobi's, Super Calms, and Shining Force, the Sword of Haya, which for some strange reason, they decided to add the Roman numeral 2. To the art on that. The American Shining Force does not have the number 2 on it for Game Gear. I don't even know. Yes, it is the second game, but the American release, the first one, did not come out. So, as you know, it's books. But we're not here to talk about Shining Force, so save that for another time. But yeah, that's really, really cool. Game Gear Micro! So remember the Game Gear Micro? Like the very short-lived craze that this was around only in Japan, never came to North America. Yeah, the Game Gear Micro is so cool. So, of course, I got the 2 ones that include Sonic. So, this one has Sonic 1, Puyo Puyo 2, Outrun, which is a really, really good port of Outrun, by the way, and a Japanese-only RPG called Royal Stone. This one had Sonic and Tails, Gunstar Heroes, which also was only in Japan, another Japanese RPG called Sylvan Tale, and Baku Baku Animal. All came in these 2 sets. So, I'll open one up for you, so that way you can see it. And the visual, like they were so tiny, and the display on them was really, really well done. Like, I gotta say, Sega, it's like, I still kind of question why these things exist, just to be completely honest. But man, this was just so very cool that Sega really took the time for this. Sonic the Hedgehog Pocket Adventure. Yeah, Sonic Pocket Adventure for the Neo Geo Pocket. This is such an awesome, awesome game. Like, I know a lot of people completely forget that this one exists. I already talked about this port in another Level 10 video, but at that time when I recorded that video, I didn't actually have a copy of Pocket Adventure in box, so I got the box basically for free. Like, the box and the manual I got for free, but if you notice, the game that's in there is the American game. Good luck trying to get the American game of this in box for a decent price, because, yeah, they either came with the console or they came in those weird blister packs for the Neo Geo Pocket Color that you saw at certain stores. But yeah, very, very cool. But look, I ain't even gonna get into it here. watch. I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the corner up here for the video that's going to be coming about this travesty that is Sonic Genesis. I'm not going to get into it here. Just avoid it. So, a couple little neat CD things that I have from Sonic. So this is a neat musical collection called Sonic Remix, and it includes like a bunch of different songs that you would have never expected. So I think like the Sega Sound Team, SST, I think it was the Sega Sound Team that was behind this. It was only released in Japan. It came with a song called Love You Sonic, Techno Power Mix, the special stage from Sonic CD. This is an extended version of that song, and a bunch of other things. My wife got this for me at Half Price Books randomly here in Houston back in 2018. So I thought that was so cool. Virtual Sonic. This is the only Sega tune. So there's a collection of different Sega tunes. There's a Sonic one, there's a Toe Jam one, there's a Comic Zone one, there's a couple of others. But this is the only one that I own from Sonic. Music, enhanced music inspired by the worlds of Sonic. I wish I could get the other ones of these, but man, they're so expensive now. Again, that's another one I randomly got at Half Price Books. I got this at Game Over here in Texas as well as Houston. This is the Japanese Sonic 3D Blast for Saturn. And it's very rare, very tricky to find now. And I just got lucky in happening to find that one. And now for the PC Sonic games. Sonic Schoolhouse, which, I mean, if you want to learn with Sonic, you could do a lot worse. It's so weird and so cringe, but you should experience it at least once. I know I did it on stream, and it was one of the most cursed streams that I think I ever had, and I'm still trying to find the actual big box for this. But it's really tricky to get it full in big box, but yeah, you should at least experience it in any case that you can. And then a couple of PC copies of Sonic CD, one of the Sonic and Knuckles collection, and one of Sonic R. In fact, I've also got a couple of the twin packs, which include the Sega Smash Pack, and one that includes 3D Blast and Sonic R by itself. Alright, so Game Gear. I had a devil of a time trying to get Game Gear stuff in box. You'll go mad trying to get Game Gear stuff in box. I'm glad that I have most of the games for Sonic that I've always wanted to have in box now. So I don't remember exactly how I got all of these, but I'll just show them. I'll just show them here. So all of them are complete in box. So there's Sonic 1. So I got Sonic 1 in box. Then we got Sonic 2, Sonic Chaos, arguably one of the worst games in the franchise, Sonic Labyrinth. Great music though. Here's the Game Gear version of Sonic Blast. So, I didn't mention this earlier that Sonic Blast was really kind of made to be like Sega's answer to like the whole 3D craze, sort of like a Donkey Kong Country sort of thing. My couple of Japanese Game Gear games, let's see, there's Sonic 2 on Game Gear. The only Japanese traditional Sonic game I think I have in box, and then Sonic Drift. So those of you who don't know, this is the original Sonic Drift. The original Sonic Drift did not come to North America on Game Gear. However, Sonic Drift 2 did. So, and this one took me forever to get the box for. Like, it took me a long time to find this one complete in box and everything, but we got it now, so definitely gonna be cherishing that one. Now, from what I gather, there's two different releases of Sonic Spinball on Game Gear. I believe there's a Majesco variant, which I think this is the one I have. I think I have the Majesco variant. And then there's a standard Sega release. But notice the art is different on the Game Gear Sonic Spinball as opposed to the Genesis Sonic Spinball. I mean, look closely at it. You see it? It's like, you see the difference in Robotnik there? You see the difference in Sonic demeanors there? Yeah. Yeah, they went all adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog in this one. It's so weird. Like, if you look between like all the different American styles, it's like they couldn't choose which style they wanted to go with at this time. It's like, do they want to go the gaming style or do they want to go the cartoon style? This is even the confusion of Sonic CD, like including Princess Sally and all the freedom fighters from the Archie comics showing up in Sonic Spinball. Like, it's weird. And at the same time, it's modeled after Adventure for the Game Gear version. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, Game Gear Sonic Spinball, nowhere near as good as the Genesis Sonic Spinball. Not even close. Not even close. I do not own the Master System Sonic Spinball. But I do also have probably the crown jewel of my Sonic Game Gear collection, which is Tales of Adventure. Tales of Adventure is such a unique, different spin on Sonic, that you definitely should give a shot if you can. Like it's something like a Metroidvania, if it makes sense, like an early Metroidvania style game where you get to play as Tails. And I remember I randomly found this at a shop called Jammin, like way on the outskirts of town. I was just going up there. I needed to get out of the house. I was in like a bad mental state at that particular point in time when I got this, and I just needed to get out of the house, right? And I drove all the way out there. It's like an hour away. Like I drove out there on my own, and I was just like, I saw this in the glass case. I was like, no freaking way. I was like, no way that this random, this just shows you never know, that this random half video game, half skate shop had a complete inbox. This was the only inbox Game Gear game they had. And I was just like, what? And then they told me the price, and I was like, what? I was like, yeah, so I had, you might know how much this game is worth now. But I had to have this. I absolutely had to have it. I do not own Tales of Sky Patrol, which Tales of Sky Patrol is the kind of strange, like, on-rails Tales side-scrolling game. I do not own that one. It's a Japanese exclusive. Unfortunately, I don't have it. But yeah, that's for the most part my Game Gear collection. So keeping with Game Gear and wait a minute. Wait a minute. One of these isn't like the other. Get that out of here. So more Game Gear stuff. These are loose Game Gear games that I have. So there's Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I unfortunately don't have the Master System version of this game either, which was also only available in Europe, kind of like Sonic Spinball. So Europe and Brazil, but like with Sonic Spinball, this is a variant. This is not the same one that I have in box. This is one of the other variants of the console. And then I've got Sonic Triple Trouble. But yeah, Game Gear stuff is notoriously tough to try to find in box, so I'm very happy with what I got. This is also kind of strange, and I think there's another one floating around here in my collection as well, but I know it's not necessarily a game or anything like that, but this was one of the lenticular art Sonic that came with the Cookie Crisp. Like, remember Cookie Crisp? Cookie Crisp! Yeah, that's where these came from. I think I have a Tails. I think I have a Tails somewhere as well. So, question for you all. What is Sega's one dedicated educational console? If you guess the Sega Pico, you're absolutely right. And there were some Sonic games on the Pico. And this was Tales in the Music Maker. So I have both of these in box. So Tales in the Music Maker, that's the American copy. And then I've got Sonic the Hedgehog's Game World. And this is both the Japanese Sonic the Hedgehog Game World and the American Sonic's Game World. So Pico's region free, which is really cool. But unfortunately, my I think both of my versions are complete, or is my Japanese version? No, my Japanese version does not have the manual. But I'll crack this one up open for you. But yeah, so take a look at this, and isn't that so cool? That's so cool. And of course, everything is all interactive. So when you flip the pages, it takes you to different stages and different activities for you to do. The Pico is such a cool console. It was such a really cool console, and it did a lot better overseas than it did over here. But I just think that was just really neat. And also, once again, we got paper boxes. They got clamshells. So yeah, Sega of America really kind of cheaped out on the packaging, didn't they? And then I got this. It's a cooking apron. It's a cooking apron. It says Kiss the Hedgehog. I love it. I don't cook. The Sonic mini shot glasses for anybody who wants to start a party with some Sonic shots. I got a can of the Speed energy drink, which I still, to this day, I know you can still buy them in stores, but I've still never actually tried one. All the amount of sugar that's in these things, it probably can't, but it's still kind of cool. And there's some of the watches. Now, I know that there's more watches, but I was looking everywhere for these too, because these are, one of them is a spinner watch. So it's like, so this one is a spinner watch, you see that? That's pretty cool. And then this one lights up on the sides. I think the battery might be long dead on it. Yeah, the battery's dead on it, unfortunately, but it has a rotating LED light. It's canteen, this water canteen from Sonic. I love the classic, like the mix of the classic Green Hill style with it. Like, I love that. Very cool, complete with carabiner and everything. Standalone Sonic shot glass. I love these. I think it's because of the metallic design on it. I love and adore these. Like, these are awesome. Is the metallic, like, full-on 16-ounce glasses. I love these. Coffee mug Which what's cool about the lenticular art on the coffee mug is you can take this off to make it easily to wash, but you can also move it and rotate it, which is cool. This one's a static one. I believe I got this one from Thunder Force 4 as well. Rolling Sonic, and it says, "This is how I roll." It's a set of 4 16-ounce glasses with classic pixel art Sonic. But this last one, this I managed to get. I think I pulled this, I have to remember, I think this is in my original Sonic Collection video as well, but this is a Sonic Mania glass water bottle, and I think this was either a, not a Loot Crate, well maybe it was a Loot Crate. I think it was like either a Loot Crate, or Loot Gaming, it was a Loot Crate exclusive, but I managed to get it separate, so, which is very, very cool. I don't want to use it because it's glass, but it's still really neat though. And also call back to this design with the 3 Sonic ones. 2 things. One, I actually still to this day want to get these tattooed on my arm. Someday I want to get these tattooed. And 2, call back to the shirt, the very first shirt I wore for my very first trailer for YouTube was the Sonic Mania shirt with its design on it. And then last but not least in here, this is another Loot Gaming exclusive. This one is a Metal Sonic. There we go, yeah! Look at him! Such a badass. I love Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is so cool. You know what? I'm actually gonna leave him out of his box. I'm gonna put him back on the shelf up here. He's gonna be on display. I'm gonna put him over here. Why not? He's just that badass. This guy going on display. Oh! Right! I totally forgot about this! Collectible Metal Sonic pin as well. I totally forgot about that. Alright, let's talk about the Sonic TV series and a couple of other small things in the middle of my shelf here. So, remember the last time in my Sonic Collection update I talked about what my favorite Sonic cartoon of all time was? Granted, that was, you know, the video was recorded 6 years ago. My tastes have changed quite a bit, like really ever since then, and I've now grown a newfound respect for the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I got this as a gift. This is the entire Blu-ray collection of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and so like I said, this is one that's like in all of its Looney Tunes madcapness I've grown quite fond of over the years. But because I have the Blu-ray, that doesn't mean that I don't still have the DVDs, which I do. That always trips me up for a second because once again, so this is the End Circle set that came out with the DVDs. This always trips me out because if you look at the side panel, they use the wrong logo. They used the Sonic SatAM logo on the side, so I looked at the spine, I'm just like, wait, this is Sonic SatAM DVD. Wait, no, it's not. That's Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. So good on them on that. But thankfully, the Discotheque Blu-ray release doesn't do that. So, I mean, it's SD on Blu-ray, so it doesn't look that much better than DVD, but it's still great to have all that. I'm glad that they re-released this. I was like, that's pretty dang awesome. They did the same thing for Sonic X as well, so I'm glad that they did that. Sonic Underground. I still love Sonic Underground. You know, they made a vow their mother will be found. I still love Sonic Underground. It still has the DVD, still has the soundtrack. This, I don't believe I had this last time, which is the Sonic Christmas Blast, which is one of the wildest Christmas specials. The absolute wildest Christmas special you will probably ever watch. Highly recommended watch, provided you could handle that. But it's very fun. It's fun. I already talked about this in another video, about how I got a chance to meet Jaleel White. So when I got a chance to meet Jaleel White, he signed, unfortunately I didn't ask him to sign it to G, I wish I did, but he signed my Sonic SatAM DVD. Anime OVA. The original OVA, this is a PAL release, believe it or not. It still works in a DVD player perfectly fine, but this is the PAL release, because the American one, it's expensive. And then I still have my VHS of it as well. Now, you'll see this little guy right here. So I have 2 different, in fact, I'm gonna cover this one first, because I need to put this in a different perspective. So this is one of my favorite pieces of my Sonic collection right here. This is the Tomy. This is the Tomy multi-point Sonic the Hedgehog figure. I don't know the exact name for it. Put it in the comments, whatever. I don't know the exact name for it. But what's awesome about this figure is he's so posable and he's so emotable. If you open up the case at the bottom, it comes with all these different parts. So he's got different eyes, different mouths, he's got a ring, he's got a chili dog, he's got all these different parts that you can pose him and you can customize him any way you want. I use him on Twitter and like on Instagram and whatnot for pictures all the time because I love this one. However, Jakks Pacific made their own posable Sonic figure like that. Now granted, this one I don't like as much as the Tomy one because unfortunately, as you can see, he pops off his base really easily because he doesn't have a pole to hold him steady. He only has these two little nubs. So I don't like him quite as much. However, big ups to Studiopolis that's in the background. But see, as you can tell, it doesn't fit in proper. Yeah, there we go. You have to really push down to get him to stay. But yeah, this is the new one. This is the new Jack-specific one. And I haven't gotten a chance to play around with this one nearly as much, but then all the rest of his parts don't actually stay in the base like the Tomy one. But this one's pretty cool too. I love the ish-eating grin that Sonic has and the one that I gave him. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. And see, he fell off already. But this is my original issue 0 that I got from Safeway way back in the day. And like I've talked about the story about this one before, and it's very well loved, and this will always be one of my favorite pieces in my Sonic collection. Okay, so I showed the re-release earlier, but here is my small but mighty collection of Sonic Tiger LCD games. So there's Sonic Spinball. So we've got the Sonic Spinball LCD, which is like the flippers left and right, which you think would be perfect for a pinball game, right? But, you know, it's a Tiger game, so, you know, your mileage may vary. There's my original Sonic. So I got the original Sonic, the Sonic 3D Blast one, which, I mean, I want to give them credit for at least changing up the design on this one. And then Sonic 3, and I believe my Sonic 3, so this is the one I got from my buddy Kyle. Everything should work. Yep. I don't really know if anybody really knew what they were supposed to do with these Tiger LCD games. Like, you just press buttons and you get points for no reason. Like, what does pick do? Well, I died. How many Tiger LCD games did you have when you were a kid? I think even my parents knew better not to give me any of these when I was younger. Alright, that's enough. Alright, that's enough. So, Sonic Generations, these are actually, I love Sonic Generations, by the way. It's one of my favorite Sonic games. These little guys are actually part of the figure set that came on a giant ring from like way back in the day. I think this was another, it's either a Tomy or a Jazzwares joint. It was one of the two. But my ring broke off, and because over time, they don't stay up, and I guess because of the humidity and everything of good old lovely Texas. But I managed to preserve the figures, so I still held on to them. I plan on doing something with them, I just don't know what yet. Promotional flyer for Sonic Origins. You know, Sonic Origins, you know, for better or worse. I'm still glad it got released, but at least I got this cool promo art. I love this so much. I love this so much. This is the Pix and Love History of Sonic the Hedgehog book. Now, I know that with many of these books, including one that's in my modern Sonic collection, that I know some of the major Sonic fans will be able to point out like any sort of inaccuracies or inconsistencies that these books have. But you know what? Like, I think for what it is, it's really well done. It's like chock-a-block with all kinds of information you could ever know about not only Sonic, but also just of Sega's history in general. Oh, hey, look, Sonic 4. It's like just pretty much anything generational with Sonic. Edgy to hedgy, everybody's favorite. I love the art. I love basically how it all just picks up and goes. Mobile Sonic games, many of which I've never played, like Sonic playing mini golf. So this means a lot to me too, because this particular book, last year I was a guest at a convention in Waco, Texas, ATG Expo, and there was a dad and his son who came up to my table, and he said that his son is such a huge Sonic fan and he loved my channel. They came up to the convention to meet me. The kid actually asked me politely, he's like, he had this book, he's like, would you sign my History of Sonic book? And I was like, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And just a smile on his face and the grin on his face, just the sheer fact that just like, it was just a wonderful moment. So this book specifically means a lot to me now, and I love this. I think at the end of the day, I still like this one more than the newer one, but we'll get to that in the other video. Now we're gonna start talking Sonic plushes. So I'm going to start talking about Sonic plushes, but I think I want to start with one of the weirdest plushes I think I've ever come across from Sonic. I got this from GameStop. This is the comic Sonic plush in commemoration of the 30th anniversary. This is the weirdest thing. When I saw the art of it, I'm like, okay, wait, what? So check that out. So he's a vinyl plush. He's not really like a soft, like furry plush or anything like that. He's a vinyl plush. His eyes are vinyl, and he's done in like the blue comic style. Got the 30th anniversary print right there on the back. It's so strange, and it just makes me wonder. I'm like, what would it be like? What would it be like if we had a Sonic in this style? Huh? What would that be like? Like, if we actually had a Sonic game in this style. Would you play that? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, it's so strange. Here we go, complete with box container and everything. A whole slew of classic Sonic plushies. I'm really happy that, like, one of the stores, I think it was Target, I'm pretty sure it was Target, they let me take one of the boxes with me because I bought like 3 or 4 of them. So here we go, we got classic Sonic, we got classic Tails, we got classic Amy, we got Super Sonic, we got, actually somehow I have 2, wait, hold on. Oh. Interesting. Okay, so was this oh, this one's from a different set. Oh, okay. Nice. It's like this one's actually from a different set. I didn't even realize that. And then Super Sonic, we got Eggman here. We got good old Eggman, classic Eggman. And then the boy, we got Mighty. Yeah, I got Mighty the boy. I know there's more. There's more, but those are all the ones that I have for now. So, and always, whenever, that's a good pro tip too. Like, if you're ever shopping for Sonic, or even really any other kind of ones, what I want to do is, I know I want to put aside, like, maybe if I can, put aside like 45 bucks, go to a Target, buy all the Sonic Squishmallows that aren't Shadow, because I already got Shadow, get all the rest of the Squishmallows, and then ask if I can take the container, because the Squishmallows container has a Squishmallow Sonic on it. And I'm like, can I have this, because you don't have any more. They get these along with the shipments. So never be afraid to ask. So this is interesting too. I got on a crazy good deal on the original Sonic the Hedgehog Monopoly. So, and now that's modern Sonic, so it's any other collection. I've got other board games for Sonic here. But I was not expecting this at all. So packed in with that board game was this Sonic plush. The seller didn't even mention anything of it. They just packed it in the box. And I had to look this one up because I was like, wait, is this real? Because, you know, there's a lot of fake Sonic plushes out there, including one that's one of my favorite pieces of my Sonic collection. But I had to look this up, and I was like, no, this is real. This is a Northwest. This is from the Northwest Company, and it was in August 2012, Roslyn, New York. I was like, oh, wow, okay. So this one's got some age to it. And I love it. That's awesome. And these are semi-recent too. Unfortunately, they're so big that I don't really have a place for them, so they're still actually in their boxes. So this is the Jumbo Plush Sonic and Tails that you can get from many of the other stores. I think they're still in print, but they may not be anymore, but I think they might be. But one of the best things about these is that, one, they're super soft. They are super soft and they're super nice. But the hands, if you look on the hands, like for each of them, here I'll show you close up. If you look on the hands have Velcro. So Sonic has the soft Velcro and then Tails has the rough Velcro. And boom, they hold hands. This is really cool. Really cool. I got this guy. Remember, I got this little guy from, this is a 20th anniversary mini Sonic plush. I got this one from South by Southwest as well. This is one of the plushes that I got along with that Sonic Underground plush. And there's a little tiny Tails. I have 2 Tailses. I don't know why I have 2 Tails plushies. I think one was a gift and then one I bought in the store. So I've got an extra Tails plush, kind of. But, and then I've got, this is another one of my favorites. This is the Tomy 25th Anniversary Sonic. I love and adore this Sonic plush. Like, this one's great. Like, I like it more than the Jax. I think mainly because of, like, the shape of his face and his nose. This looks better. Like, overall, it looks better to me. I love this. And then there's also classic Tails. So we got classic Tails there. But this one, too. I don't remember if I had this when I recorded my last collection update. I can't remember if I did or not, but my one and only, I don't have any of the other Hello Kitty Sonic plushes. This is one of the few that I have. So the Super Sonic Hello Kitty. So the Sonic X Sanrio stuff, I wish I had more of these. I haven't even looked to see what they're worth now. They're probably worth too much. But this is so cool. I got this basically through a trade at Retropalooza, of all places. So, because they're like, hey, I have some Sonic stuff if you're interested. And so I got it through a trade. That's why if you ever see me at a convention and you have Sonic stuff that you're willing to trade or let me buy from you, bring it and we can make a deal. That's how it works. That's basically how it works for me. Now, shame on me here. This is one thing that I wish we could have experienced, but unfortunately it is well past its expiration date now. This is the Sonic the Hedgehog curry. So I remember, like, this was in the original collection update, or the original collection video. And I made a promise to my buddy Thunder Force 4 that I was actually going to eat it, but we just never got around to it. We never got around to cooking it or making a video about it. So yeah, it's just going to stay in its box now, unfortunately. I mean, if they manage to re-release some sort of curry or something like that, now granted, I am going to do a Sonic cooking video, but it's not going to include this. So keep your eyes peeled for that, you know, provided things go well in the future and all that good stuff. So keep your eye out for that. Alright, I think that's it for Sonic Classic Plushes. Now, before I go on into some of the other cool little things that I have, I want to give a shout out real quick to my buddy Ben, aka Retro Funhouse. He gifted me this. It's a Sonic fanny pack. I'm gonna put it on right now. It's like classic Sonic fanny pack. Yeah. How about it? Am I right? Am I wearing this right? Probably not. Actually, just put it like that. Keep it to the side. Yeah, there we go. How about it? I love it. Oh yeah, I forgot this too. This floor mat. And I got this from my buddy Kyle Thunder Force 4 once again. He gave me this floor mat, so it's pretty awesome. So it stays right down here now with the classic collection. Alright, what's next? What's next? How about another oddity? Who wants to have some pizza? I mean, everybody loves some good pizza, right? How about we cut it with a Sonic pizza cutter? That's so cool. This is a promo, I think, from one of the South by Southwest shows. But this is one that I didn't make. I was able to get it later. But I believe so, or that, or maybe it was on the Sega shop. I'm still sad to this day that I didn't get a chance to get the toaster from the Sega shop, and it's like dummy expensive now, especially after talking with Roger Craig Smith earlier last year at Game On Expo. And man, I wish I could have gotten one of those toasters. He's lucky. Got the Sonic Nendoroid. Now I know there's another new, like, I forgot what it's called. It's not a Nendoroid, but there's another like Japanese Sonic figure that's out there right now that's really neat. But this is the original Sonic Nendoroid that's out there, number 002, Nendoroid Easy. Nendoroids are awesome, right? My wife has a collection of Nendoroids. She has a few Links from Zelda and one of Yuri from Tales of Vesperia. But the Sonic one looks so good. Although it's still kind of weird to me that it's done. Okay. This is the one thing that I'm kind of OCD about this. Look closely at him, right? This is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be modern Sonic, or is this supposed to be classic Sonic? Because like his stomach looks like it should be classic Sonic, but his head design also kind of looks like it too. But it could be modern Sonic. But notice green eyes. Green eyes or black eyes? What's your pick? Let me know in the comments. Now I already covered this in the last collection update, but the Sonic RC car. Unfortunately, I tried to clean it up. Unfortunately, it still doesn't work. But it's still nice to have in my collection, though. Here we go. Let's have some story time with Sonic real quick. So we got some story time storybooks, including the Sonic the Hedgehog Look and Find. You know any of these like Where's Waldo style like Look and Find books? That's what this was. Like you look through and you have to find each individual Sonic figure. I mean not figure, but every little thing that you can see on the side, and then you can spot the Sonic characters throughout each of the areas too. Yeah, very cool. I did cover these already, so I'll go through them real quickly. So there's one of the golden books, Sonic Shoes Blues, The Secret Admirer for Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Up Against the Wall, which I still find it really interesting that they themed each of these golden books off of one of the Sonic the Hedgehog games, and none of the Archie Comics characters have appeared in any of those games. So I always thought that was really strange. Also, Pink Sally, which is kind of rare. I think we got another Sonic activity book, which has puzzles, mazes, activities. I think there's even some, or maybe there was some stickers in it, but no, there's no stickers in it anymore. But there's an activity book here, then a little small novelization, Sonic novelization, a small novelization, and then a second one, Fortress of Fear. But I do have another book like that, but it's in the modern Sonic collection. Well, art by Ali Star. Good old Ali Star. I love her art. Extra art that I got from Matt Herms way back in the day of two of my favorite female Sonic characters, Mina the Mongoose and Blaze the Cat. Okay, and this is way, 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 way out of date. I still have my Sonic the Hedgehog the Beginning Collection set from Archie. So this is, yeah, this is way out of date. So out of date, not only does it not have that proper Princess Sally, but it has red and yellow Princess Sally. That's how out of date this is. Sonic Genesis, which was the Archie story arc, the Sonic Genesis story arc from the Archie comic. A GamePro strategy guide. This is a nice little tip, but I got this at a random yard sale. Mini Sonic, let's see, Mini Sonic strategy guide for Sonic 3. Say, covers Angel Island, Marble Garden, and Hydrocity Zone. It covers all of those. Here's the two official strategy guides. So the strategy guides for Sonic 1 and 2 and Sonic 3. And I remember the Sonic 3 one was tricky to get. And it's still one of the strangest, another one of the strangest bits of my Sonic collection. So this is an unofficial guide. Tips for winning at Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic CD, Sonic Spinball, Sonic Chaos, and Game Genie codes and whatnot. But it's just so weird that they chose a random dinosaur and went zooming around like a picture of the game. A robot frog with a baseball bat? Like, what? What? And you can tell, yeah, you can absolutely tell this is unofficial. This is absolutely unofficial, but it's still really neat to have. So I've got two Sonic themed retro gamer books. So this one commemorates the 25th anniversary, and this one is just all about Sonic 2. It's just all in all about Sonic 2 with some of the behind the scenes stories and whatnot. I love Retro Gamer magazine. They always do good work, and fun fact, I was featured in an issue of Retro Gamer. One of the things that I'm just hugely, hugely proud of. Coming soon in a Gaming Items I'm Proud to Own episode. We got some Sonic Valentines, including Robotnik, basically telling you to be his Valentine. I don't know if you would ever want to be Robotnik's Valentine. I know especially like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Robotnik always makes you think a certain way, I guess. But this is still really, really cute. So here's some hats that I have for the Sonic collection here. I think I covered these in the last one. I'm pretty sure I did, but real quick, yeah. This one was signed by my friend, you know, my gamer daughter, Jamie. She actually gave these to me. Both of Sonic sets. But what's awesome about this one is that this one doesn't even have anything on the back of it at all. But this one has, not only does it have a Sonic the Hedgehog logo, but it says Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I think this was before like Edgy the Hedgy was ever really a thing. So that's pretty funny to go back and look at it now. And then, you want to be fresh? Straight fresh. Straight up fresh. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna get into playsets. So alright, so playsets that many of these I've gotten either on sale or for dirt cheap, so many of these, again, just how much Sonic fans are just eating so good, right? So here's the one of the 2.5-inch diorama sets. I think I got this one dirt cheap on Amazon. This is the flying battery set. This one I think I got on clearance from Target. Always check and see your targets for clearance items too, right? Like you can get many of these items. I think pretty much all of these I've gotten on clearance. So there's another 2.5. This is a different set. Like this one fits for flying battery zone. So it goes perfectly with this kit, right? So it goes perfectly with this one. But then I've also got this one, this Sonic Anniversary set. So to commemorate again the 30th anniversary. Then, oh, the big boy. Yeah, this is the giant Eggman robot set that does collapse whenever you put them together. I have yet to open this up and put them together, but I am planning on doing a video where I'm going to open up all of the kits, basically all the kits for Sonic, and it would be a lot of fun. There we go. This is the Egg Mobile Battle set. I got this at Burlington Coat Factory, of all places. I got this one at Burlington. Another great place to find Sonic stuff. And before I do that, I wanted to show this one. So this is the Sonic Pinball Track set that I talked about. Here's the box for it. And I talked about the boosters. I've been meaning to find a spot to put this little guy. But this is also really awesome too. It's a foot-tapping, solar-powered Sonic. So it's a solar-powered foot-tapping Sonic. He actually blinks. He blinks and he taps his foot. It's so cool. I love it. I absolutely love this. This is so cool. And so as far as the sets and all the figures go, I wanted to end off the classic collection by opening up something in my set that I had yet to open up and I wanted to share with everybody, and we're going to unbox it and open it together. And that's going to be this one last piece here that I also got as a gift. I believe I got this from Ashley. And like I said, my other fellow Sonic fan, huge Sonic fan and IRL friend. This is the 30th anniversary Sonic 30th diorama. So these are absolutely awesome because, again, they commemorate, they're done by Numbskull products, who I make wonderful stuff. Numbskull makes awesome products. So what's cool about this one is it's supposed to commemorate the first boss fight from Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So yeah, let's open it up together. Yeah, I thought about doing this a while back, but then I was like, well, you know what? Why don't I save it for the video? So we're going to unbox this together real quick. Now, I don't have a knife with me, so I'll just have to old school it. So bear with me. There we go, because I'm trying my best not to tear the box. We can open this, but that's fine. Yeah, Numbskull always makes really, really cool stuff. They make the Sonic the Hedgehog ducks, too. Which, shame on me, I have not gotten any of those yet. But I will. At some point, I will get some of those Sonic ducks. Oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, look at how awesome that looks! Okay, and that's literally it. You don't have to put it together or anything like that. It just all comes. This all comes in this plastic kit. Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so cool! Oh, look at it! Look at it! Oh, that's so cool! I love it. I absolutely love this. Just look at the attention to detail on that. Look at Sonic's face. Look at Eggman trying to chase him over. Like, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Thanks, Numbskull, and thanks, Ashley. Like, this is so dang cool. So, where am I gonna put this? I guess it's gonna go right next to the. I guess it's gonna go next to the Lego set. So yeah, this is awesome. Alright, that's one collection down. So that's pretty much everything that I have up to the recording of this video for my classic Sonic collection. And of course, the collection will continue to grow, so check back with the channel at future times, or of course on my social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, all that good stuff, at G to the Next Level, where I'll continue to post updates there and here. And of course, if you haven't yet, like I asked before, please leave a like and help the channel out. Subscribe so that way you can see when I've got new stuff coming, and I do indeed have new stuff coming. If you want to hang out with me live on Twitch, I'm still streaming there on Twitch, twitch.tv/G2TheNextLevel, and let's see if 24 will hold up. Most importantly, thank you for watching, and thank you for your patience. I know a lot of you have been waiting. For those of y'all that have stuck around throughout this entire journey, I really do appreciate you, and more good stuff is coming, so thank y'all so much. But as always, be you and be awesome. I'm G, and I will see you on the next level.